Okay.
We did that for the one viewer that hated that last time we streamed.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
You're welcome. We love you.
It wasn't the last stream.
Oh, no, it was
Everybody?
a few streams ago.
All together now. 1, 2, 3.
Yawn. You're welcome.
All right, guys, if you have...
And if you want to, I'll talk in my southern accent and use a lot of slang, too.
Yeah, because apparently nobody likes that neither. Apparently it make us seem a little bit more professional if we make sure that we's talking right.
Sounds a little bit biased that I can't have an accent and be smart.
Oh, my goodness. God forbid.
God forbid.
Guys, happy Friday. We had somebody who got real mad at us this week because they said that that our yawning during a 2-hour live stream was very unprofessional, and you saying them.
Oh my God, yeah.
Them instead of those. So
try being in front of the camera for 2 hours and not eventually saying something stupid or not correct.
Try it.
We don't have a script here. It's totally off. Totally off the collar.
All right, guys. If you didn't notice this week, Etsy released their Marketplace Insights Fall 2021 Trends. And normally when they do their big trend reveal, as Pam has said in the past, and I always repeat because I love how she says it, she said that Etsy trends are kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Stop it.
I keep reading people talking about it now. Now this is just going to be the whole stream is just us yawning.
Self-fulfilling prophecy. Basically, Etsy will say something's going to trend, but there's no evidence to support their thoughts. They just want it to trend. Therefore, because they've said it will trend, people start making that thing becomes a trend, and Etsy has basically just made a trend.
Yes.
So, self-fulfilling prophecy. But this time, there's quite a bit of data behind it. Thankfully, it's not just them doing their little predictions. They've actually put a year-on-year increase in searches for certain types of products. So got a little bit more scientific with it. I'm actually very impressed. I looked at this morning for the first time. I decided we were going to do the fall trends video without even looking at it. But I was highly impressed for... when I actually dug into it. And we're going to look at that here in just a few minutes. We're also going to look at Target finds. However, it is still a bit too early to really gather fall trends. We don't do fall trends this early. We never do a trend report this early because most retailers have not started fall.
And never know what weird stuff influencers are going to do or stuff like that that's going to really push the fall trends to a peak.
Yeah. You can start to see some craft stores. I stopped at a couple craft stores yesterday just to see who had stuff out. Hobby Lobby's always the first if you're in the US. They kind of have the same junk out every year though, so I'm never really surprised.
They really haven't changed the stuff that they put out for the last several years, have they? Like there's like 1 or 2 new things per aisle and everything else is just the same crap they couldn't sell the year before.
Right. I mean, like they've been doing the red trucks and like black and white plaid pumpkins, but that stuff was all big last year too, so it's not anything that really stood out to me in a unique way. It's kind of just all the same stuff. And Hobby Lobby isn't really as big on Halloween, and I assume it's because it's a Christian-owned franchise. They more target fall in general and Thanksgiving. And then Target is another one of my favorites, but obviously they are more on trend with what we can expect most retailers to do, and we won't start seeing really precise fall trends from them and fall specific trends until later on. So
I'm so tired of those red trucks.
They're everywhere. I started reappreciating them when I got back into Twilight again, and now I'm all red trucks. But
no, it isn't, Tina.
What?
You said cottagecore, Mark's favorite word. I hate it.
Cottagecore.
I hate it. Should look up, was it Rob Scallon? Rob Scallon covers Slayer on a banjo. Should look that up. That's what that reminds me of.
We're also going to be able to use E-Rank, though. This is a really useful tool to kind of look backwards and see the things that were trending when, fall shoppers began searching on Etsy last year. It's like a crystal ball into the future by looking at the past, because typically trends stick around for a while. A lot of the trends that we saw develop last year are going to be the primary trends that we see this year. So for example, last year we saw a lot of things surrounded by, you know, that palmistry and witchy vibes. That was really big last year. This year, people are already searching for those things. It's already started. And it's going to probably be something that we see maintained through the holiday season as well. Especially there's a big hashtag goth girl summer trend going on. I'm going
to start using it here soon with the pictures I take.
You gonna be goth girl?
I am. Hashtag goth girl summer in my pink shirt.
Hashtag goth girl. It doesn't even look pink on camera.
No, it doesn't. It's definitely pink though. It is pink.
Pink boy.
It's comfy. It's a comfy shirt and it's cheap.
All right.
Goblin core is a thing and it's fabulous. Yeah, like Necrogoblicon, is that the name of the band? They dress up like goblins and do metal. It's pretty funny.
I believe it.
Earth tones, witchy stuff, skulls and horns will be trendy. I do too. It's the first year that after COVID that people are going to be out and about for Halloween. So
yeah,
it's going to be spooky stuff everywhere. What about mushrooms and checker print?
We'll get into specifics.
Yeah, we'll get into specifics.
Mushroom plush was trending yesterday on Etsy. And if you see something that trends in one category, like if mushroom plushies are trending, we tend to see them trend across other categories as well. But we'll go ahead and start sharing.
Don't look at me like that.
Let's go ahead. Are we ready?
Yeah. He had something on the back of his head and I blew it off and he just looks at me like, don't do that.
Here we go.
Do it.
Okay.
Tiny Bubbles.
I love how we went, ooh, and then he did it.
He's mad. He wants to move and I'm not letting him.
So this is the Marketplace Insights report. You guys can find it in the description below as well as the other recommended resources. You didn't close your alcohol wipes.
Oh, sick. That's okay. They were too wet anyway.
It's a really useful guide. I think it's one of the most useful guides I've seen Etsy publish. However, it is very long, so we're not going to be able to cover everything, but make sure that you check it out in your own time because there's a lot of things that you can learn from this. And already just from this headline image, we're starting to get a vibe.
I'm vibing for real.
The little girl is wearing a ringer tee, that's very 70s. We've got burlap and this very, very patterned shirt. Once again, very
kind of made to look like burlap too.
It's
what I mean.
It's a very interesting. I don't even know if it's knit.
Neat. It's neat. They did it like it's burlap on top, but then they did the orange pattern. Like you can see the orange pattern underneath.
Yeah, it's very 70s.
I think it's cool.
They've got a whole thing about how to use the report, things that you can do. They talk a little bit about their increase and where the market currently is and their predictions for this year. Guys, I think that the holiday season is going to be fantabulous. I know that we've all gone through a really slow summer slump, and you have to consider that with everything opening back up, people are so sick of being inside. They're finally able to get outside and they're not shopping. That's completely normal. So if you feel like you're just seeing a terrible, last few months on Etsy,
most people were.
Don't panic too much.
Yeah.
I know it's hard. I know that it gets scary. For those who are new to Etsy, when you start to make your holiday sales, my biggest recommendation as a 9-year seller is to put back some of the money that you make and really use it as a almost like you're rationing out that money. Because it can be really tempting to go and take all that money that you make and assume that you're going to continue making that much money all year. But really, you get one big slam and then
portion it well. Be smart with your money for sure.
And obviously, there are niches where you make money year round. People have weddings year round. People have birthdays year round. But there are a lot of industries that are going to see a lot more of that traffic coming in the winter time. And usually, unless you're one of those really high volume sellers who make sales all year round, no matter what, you have to kind of ration that money out. We used to just kind of live off of what we made over the holiday, and we'd spread it out for months.
Our first couple of years, we were bad at it. Our first couple of years, we were like, "Oh man, we had like a $5,000 launch. Let's buy a TV and a couch, and we need all these new things." And like, and then you end up broke, and you're like, "All right, well, I guess we're eating McDonald's every day for the next week." So don't do that to yourself, for sure. Exactly. And it won't always be like that for every seller. If you can get your offsite marketing and you can get yourself a good raving following, you can make yourself survive throughout the year and consistently make sales. This is just for the average seller.
Right. And for Handmade Alpha Academy students, you guys are on the path to building that big audience where you'll get the big boom, but you'll also make consistent sales throughout the year. So don't worry too much.
Yeah.
Just also be smart when you get your nice big holiday boom, because it's it can be so exciting that you lose sight of how much money you should actually be spending from that big bulk. So
yeah, it's like Deb said, even us all year rounders have cycles.
Yeah.
Save money in the peak months to tide you through the dip months. Exactly. I mean, we're the exact same way.
Yeah. So something cool that they did, this cross-category trends, it's more of a highlight of the overarching themes that we can expect to see for fall. Creativity, DIY is really big right now. Hobbies, cozy crafting. So this is really good for people who do DIY kits and things like that. Nature calling, it's talking about how people will still likely be gathering outdoors throughout the fall for, safety purposes. And shoppers bringing soothing elements of outdoors into their homes. That's really been big this year. I've noticed that potpourri is coming back with a full swing. So there's a lot of really cool things that you could incorporate into that. Connection, reuniting with family. That's another big thing. They're talking about ways that you can connect to those family members, things that you could sell to help families connect when they're finally reunited. Getting a fresh start. We've all been kind of locked up. A lot of our houses are probably looking like mine and Mark's, where it's just super duper messy. He's trying to get up on top of the PC.
That is not a PC he can get on top of.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Sorry, we're building new computers. Nope. Not this one.
But getting that fresh start, finally doing that cleaning, I think that everybody's houses have felt a little bit claustrophobic, especially when we've had to stay inside them for over a year.
Yeah.
So being able to, freshen up, everybody feels good after a nice little, deep clean of their house and their mind. They're talking about back to school, re-entry to offices, and, things like that. So just organization, back to school things, yada, yada. Pent-up demand. This is talking about things that we weren't able to do last year, fashion, weddings, travel-related shopping, being present. So again, more togetherness, things that families can do together to bond over the holidays, maybe activities, games, little props for photo shoots for Christmas parties, things like that. And then optimism, things that make you feel good, bringing back that hope that we kind of lost after a really long pandemic. So these are the overarching themes. But then when we scroll down, we start to see the actual trends. So home and living in particular, first day of school signs, so back to school signs. Oh man, did I forget Schultuten,
something like that.
It's school cones.
Schultuten.
Schultuten. These. Darn it, I was in German club and I had no idea what these were. It's a cone for back to school that you fill with goodies and things for kids. And I'd never heard of it, but apparently if you scroll down, there's a 61% year-on-year increase in searches on Etsy. So that's really interesting. Learning tools, sensory toys, puzzles, fidget toys, and things like that.
Amber said, say what now? School cones?
School cones, apparently.
Do what now? Any Aqua Teen watchers out there?
Homeschooling setups. A lot of parents are still going to opt to do homeschooling with their kids. So, classroom spaces and things like that for in the home. Educator appreciation. So things to thank the teachers, and evolving classroom needs. So products essential for reimagined classrooms as students return to in-person learning, tools for social distancing, back to school masks. There might still be schools that require them. We don't know what the next few months are going to look like. But it might be good if you're one of those people who still has some masks in your shop, might be a good idea to leave them up for a little bit longer. I know that we keep talking about not relying on masks as your big seller for much longer, just because that trend is definitely starting to drop off. But we might see a small spike in demand for back to school season, and even for teachers.
Several people got the Aqua Teen Hunger Force reference, and I love that. I love you guys for that. Do what now?
All right, next one is for fall decor. This is the non-Halloween specific stuff. And look at, you can see the color consistency. These are the colors. We've got this kind of sage green. I see a eucalyptus leaf in here, so maybe that eucalyptus green. We're seeing pine cones, orange and almost like a salmon orange, a mustard color, white pumpkins. It's a lot of consistent colors. So little touches of autumn to decorate the home. Just, little pumpkins, pillows, table settings, doormats, things that we can expect. Harvest themes like fruit. I think that dulling down the colors of your fruit. So in the summer, we do the bright colors, but maybe in the fall start to roll back.
Yeah, for sure, because pastels were really popular in the summer, and I have a feeling that that's going to translate really well into the fall, because things like orange pastel, yellow pastel, green pastel, even with those pictures that they're doing there, they're keeping the gloss, but they're dulling the colors down to a point where they're almost that pastel color.
Yeah, so just a reduced saturation of the colors that you usually use. Warm metals. I thought that this was really interesting. Gold, brass, brushed metals. I'm seeing a lot of that, a lot of brass right now. Tapestries, those have been big, but I think that we're going to start seeing a lot more popularity in the tapestries that have a almost fall orange, warm, browns and even Halloween motifs like blacks and purples, because that kind of fits in with our witchcraft vibe as well, that we'll be talking about in a minute. But tapestries have been big for a while. It would be really cool to see some fall designs for them, because it's easy to switch them out. A tapestry, you can pin it up and take it down.
I always like the idea for stuff that you can have where you can have like one of each thing for each season. That way, like, you know exactly where you're going to put your decorations, you know exactly how you're going to swap things out, and it just makes life so much less complicated.
And we do stuff like that too.
Well, you do stuff like that. Yeah. I don't decorate. I'm one of those guys that could just have plain walls with stains and I'd be all right.
Over the last 3 months, we've seen an increase in searches for tapestries. Both tapestry and wall decor are top Etsy search among male shoppers.
Mm-hmm. It's because they're easy. That's what Amber G said. The wall tapestry seem to be popular as college kids go back to school.
Oh, yeah. Easy decorating.
It's easy to just take a couple nails in the wall and hang up a tapestry.
Ancient forms, housewares take inspiration from prehistoric objects, squiggly shaped trends, rough textures, earthy tones like terracotta.
Yep.
I'm seeing a lot of like almost, sandstone type. Especially in the kitchen, I'm seeing a lot of things like that. Solar shapes. I'm seeing so many lunar cycle pillows and wall art.
I think that's going along with that goth girl summer.
Yeah, prisms.
A lot
period.
of solar shapes and stuff popping out, even on like popular brands.
Prisms, pyramids, orb-like structures, planets. Seeing a lot of that.
Maybe they're trying to get people ready for the aliens.
The aliens. We haven't looked at that report yet.
No, we need to.
Rough treatment. So this is textured products. We've been seeing that a lot on couches, where having a big variety of textures on your couch is big. That was also really big in the 70s, where you would have a variety of different textures and patterns, and not necessarily all the same pillows and blankets and things on your couches. Even furniture tend to vary in texture. Now we're talking about rough textures as well. Man, I wonder if that stucco textured walls is going to come back.
Ew. No, that kind of like sticky when you touch it. Yucky.
Like bumpy, super bumpy.
Reminds me
walls.
of a smoker's house.
Yeah.
Nothing against you if you smoke, but do it outside.
Bold black growing in popularity as an accent color. Jet black makes a big impact. So, this is really cool. We follow a brand just called Black. Is it spelled as black?
It's BLVCK.
Yeah. And their whole motif is
black.
And then they did a collection called White, and it's just all, and it's like their logo is white over the white product. Their logo is black over the black product.
Yep, black on black and white on white.
It's very cool. I love their whole theme.
It's like 90s vaporwave, right? Vaporwave is getting popular big time. More of an emphasis on the cyber aesthetic part of it. Lots of neon
and pastel
neon. It's like pastel backdrops with lots of smoke and then just bright, like obnoxious blues and purples.
That's my whole book that I finished writing my book like 2 days ago, guys.
Yes, let's welcome our alien overlords with a huge party. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's just a giant EDM party.
What are you doing? Quit picking at my keyboard.
I do this to mine too.
What's vaporwave? Google it. It's a safe Google. You can Google it without risk of anything weird popping up.
Well, not anything.
Well, you can Google it safely. Safe for work. Halloween decor. Very, very clean and minimalist with the photos that they've chosen, which doesn't necessarily reflect all of the trends that they have pointed out down here. So, broader palette, earthy pastels, for unexpected pops of color that give the classic Halloween shades a bold modern look. Metallics add a touch of magic. So a lot of what I'm seeing is a very neutral palette, but then one really bright pop of orange within that neutral palette. They haven't really shown an example of that, but
I think the whole like black and not quite white, but like how they do the off-white kind of with everything, and then just a little bit of, it's comfortable.
Yeah.
It's a more comfortable kind of move into the fall stuff.
Yeah. Outdoor emphasis, we're talking about being able to continue our usual, flow for the holidays and for Halloween, being able to trick or treat, sitting outside, having family over, fire pits, cauldrons, pumpkin carving, more togetherness activities, nature elements, forged branches. I'm seeing a lot of home decor made of actual branches and leaves. Just make sure that you know how to clean and preserve them properly.
Yeah, make sure you're not sending sticks to people's houses full of termites.
Yeah.
I'll be very happy about that.
Spellbinding styles. This goes in with our witchy, supernatural kind of theme that we saw last year. I like this well-worn witch-style hats in plaid and rustic checkered patterns. That's not one that I would think of. Plaid witch hats.
I wouldn't either. I feel like that would look really corny. But I'm just probably picturing it in a different way than what they're describing it. I'm just thinking like grandpa's plaid shirt sewn into a witch hat,
Spindly bare tree silhouettes, stark black and white illustrated owls, and dried wilted flowers. Whoever writes these, I've been editing my book, so I'm really looking at these words. This is very, very imaginative. But spindly bare tree silhouettes, we can all visualize that. Stark black and white illustrated owls. I'm thinking of those really detailed sketch art prints that we see that almost look like they're from an old science book or an old anatomy book or something. And dried and wilted flowers.
Creepy crafts.
So DIY kits. You could do these for kids or adults. Knitted pumpkins. Magical medley, fortune telling. This is where I said that psychic theme is big. Fortune telling, tarot cards, crystal balls, candles, incense, mystical motifs.
I will say on this, because we had an issue with, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, when they were talking about all the crystals and stuff like that, with actually promising stuff.
Metaphysical.
Yeah, do not promise any metaphysical properties to your products. Don't, if you're into witchcraft and all that stuff, believe what you want to believe and all that, but don't put that kind of stuff in your listings. That can get you in trouble.
Yeah.
Etsy doesn't like that.
It's not witchcraft, paganism, and
yeah.
But Okay, so if you're offering a gemstone product, keep in mind that we're pretty ignorant. So if we say things stupid, then forgive us for saying things stupid. We're just reciting the rules here. Etsy does not allow the promise of metaphysical properties with any product that we sell. So you have to be really careful about how you word things. If somebody is searching for a very specific gemstone, they usually either want it for decorative purposes or they want it because of the property that they're already aware of that stone having. So it's not that you're not going to reach your market if you're just talking about what the gemstone is. Another thing that you can do is say, some people believe, or this.
You just can't directly
promise.
Yeah, you can't directly promise, but that goes for everything. It's not just stones. It's any religious stuff. So if you're pagan, Wiccan, Christian, Muslim, Jewish, you cannot promise something is going to do something on a metaphysical level for someone.
Exactly.
That's what I'm just trying to warn people, that way you don't get yourself in trouble, because it's an across the board thing.
Right. And this was a change that Etsy made, I believe, back in 2014 or 2015, where they began shutting down shops that actually promoted their jewelry on the grounds of a medical related result. This gemstone bracelet relieves this, symptom. That's where the issues came. So just be careful how you word things. Old-fashioned apothecary styles. I love that. X-ray lighting. I've been seeing that a lot. Last year, we had all the X-ray.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, X-ray themes.
People say X-ray, and it means so many different things, so it's hard for me to picture something.
Yeah, like an actual, like the black with the X-ray.
Yeah, I got you.
Anatomical motifs. Like very graphic heart, skull, skeletons, almost like the medical diagrams that have like the little arrows pointing to the different things, saying what they are. Can either go creepy or cute. So 59% year-on-year increase on Etsy for Halloween outdoor decor, 245% year-on-year increase for Victorian Halloween, 34% year-on-year for vintage apothecary items, 30% year-on-year increase for crystal balls, and 62% year-on-year increase for tarot cards. So really, really good information here if you sell within that niche, which I know that we have a lot of alphas who are, year-round with the spookies. Outdoor fall entertaining. A lot of these aren't just outdoor, though. I feel like most of these could be brought in, but fire pits, outdoor furniture, outdoor games and activities. A lot of these are really large things. Water-resistant pillows, lanterns, throw blankets. That some of you sell those. Does anybody sell things like metal fire pits and outdoor furniture? I'm curious.
They were pretty big when I was searching for them for summer, because I was going to get a new fire pit this year.
I mean, alphas specifically. Does anybody in the audience
okay.
sell?
I was going to say on Etsy that I've seen quite a few. We had a couple of very small questions I can nail out in a couple seconds. Creative Lady asked if she can communicate about Dogecoin. I'm not a financial advisor, so I won't be. I had invested in Dogecoin and I sold at a high price, and I'm gonna buy back in when it's low. But I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not gonna directly consult with people about that kind of stuff.
He wouldn't want you to lose your money.
Yeah, no, I'm not a financial advisor. Every especially with crypto, it's a risk. Anyway, making those kind of promises can get you in trouble with the FDA.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why Etsy started blocking that kind of stuff, because it get them in trouble with the FDA for not enforcing it. And always okay, that was the only question. Always include a disclaimer at the end that the properties are not guaranteed. Yeah, it's a good way to prevent bad reviews.
Is it all right to say spiritual properties, strengths, etc.? That's writing a thin line. I would say that you would need to check directly with Etsy, but I would advise to say some believe that, or something along those lines, where you're not promising, you're just saying some people believe that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Because then you're not making a promise.
And this applies to a lot of things. Mallory, yours is probably more okay. She says, I sell stuffed animals. Did you know that stuffed animals can reduce stress? And then go into why. Should I rephrase that?
No, you're not.
That's not a religious thing. It's specifically stuff like religious or metaphysical properties. Stuffed animal reducing stress is a psychological thing. It's not a metaphysical religious thing.
Right. That's like, and there's a, yeah, I think that would be fine because you're not selling it as a metaphysical product.
Does Etsy's trend guide listed trends usually prove accurate? It's directly from Etsy.
Yeah, well, you're looking at the numbers. If there are numbers to back it up, then yes. If we can see a 60% year-on-year increase for lantern lights, then we know that this is something that people are interested in. Is there room for error? Of course, but there's no way to predict what people are going to search. We can only analyze the data that we're seeing leading up to and the data that we've had from the past. So, alfresco dining.
Alfresco.
Eating outside, grilling tools, aprons, s'more making, sturdy dishes and bowl covers. More cozy patterns like plaid. Outdoor games, cornhole. Don't say what it is in the comments, but if you know what cornhole is because it's, popular in your area, let us know in the comments.
And if you don't know what it is and you think it's a dirty thing, give us a thumbs up.
Cornhole is, I feel like, the national sport of, I guess it wouldn't be national sport of Ohio because that wouldn't be national.
It wouldn't.
It is the sport of Ohio.
Of the Midwest, really.
That's true. Cornhole get an autumn makeover. Oh, that would be fun. Tray time, becoming a key item for outdoor dining. Trays offer flexibility and portability necessary. All right. Oh my God. Paige apparently. Oh, thank you, Amber. Detroit cornhole, love cornhole. Big in Maryland. The sport of Ohio.
The sport of Ohio.
I'd never heard of it before I moved to Cincy.
It'd be pretty far-fetched to find somebody that doesn't have cornhole stuff in Ohio other than us.
Cornhole. All right.
We don't entertain much.
Jewelry and accessories. These are fun. Right away, I see waxed canvas. I see little kiddo with his little scooter book bag. But look at the colors. It's like all very muted.
I told you it's going to be close to that pastel. It's a thing that happened all year, spring, summer, last winter. It's been pastel since 2020 didn't happen.
It's not pastel. It's more of just a natural.
But it's close. It's muted. Like you can tell even like the picture with the kid, like his scooter, which is clearly metallic, has been muted on purpose. They edited this picture to make it look more dull.
Wood. Leather, waxed canvas, travel must-haves for people who are actually going to be out traveling. Bags, passport wallets, vaccination card holders. That's a new one. I haven't even thought about that. Vaccination card holders. Or maybe even a bag with a window for your vaccination card. That's interesting. Festival season flair. So festivals, music festivals, different like food festivals, body jewelry, magnetic nose ring styles, shoe charms.
Oh yeah, for people that don't want to get their noses pierced, that's becoming a thing.
Oh. Back to school items, school supplies, backpacks, lunch boxes, keychains, lanyards, pencil cases, things that we can expect. Comforting materials, cozy. The faux fur is really big right now as well. Fleece fabrics. Make for a snuggly update to bags and shoes. That's interesting. It might be cool if you make if you make accessories to make different fuzzies, like fur, almost like a leg warmer, but only like a cuff that you can put over the lip of a boot. And then the person can wear the same pair of boot, but match their little fur liner and just snap it open and put another one, almost like a snap-on tie.
Jillian said I try to avoid any taboo topic products in my shop. Yeah, if you are going to use faux fur, especially if it's not colored, if it looks like real fur, be very, very clear that it is faux fur. There are some people that are too stupid to read descriptions before attacking you for selling things.
Yeah.
I see it on websites that exclusively sell faux fur. They'll like when they'll have their Facebook ads and they'll just be like 50 people that are like, "How dare you kill animals for fur?" And it's like it's faux fur.
Yeah, Spirit Hoods, their whole thing is animal conservation, and they get mean comments all the time.
Yeah, so just be very clear if you're using faux fur. Unless it's like pink colored fur, most people don't use real fur for stuff like that. So
Pets on the move, so things for walks, leashes, tracking accessories. That's interesting. I don't know how a Etsy seller could make pet tracking accessories, but
yeah, Amber said also the word fake works.
Yeah.
Fake is a much more like punch you in the face kind of word than faux is.
Right. Traditional accessories, baseball caps, printed scarf, ghoulish good looks, Halloween jewelry. You know, I've never seen a lot of sales in my own shop for Halloween jewelry when Art by Starla was open. That stuff tend to sell after Halloween more than around Halloween. Candy corn earrings, bold headpieces. I guess things that go along with costumes. Clothing, I don't know what I'm even looking at. What is this?
It looks like somebody threw a knitted sweater on top of a Victorian dress.
I normally am very open-minded, but this looks like something that Meemaw knitted for me, and I said, "Thanks, Meemaw, I love it." And she says, "Won't you try it?" And I say, "Sure, Meemaw, I'll try it on." And I put it on, and I say, "See, Meemaw, but go ahead and take your picture now because I'm really hot." And then I go into the bathroom and I take it off, and I hate it, and I never put it on again.
The kind of dress where you're too afraid to even show off your ankles.
Yeah, I'm not digging the styles, but I get it. It's I'm seeing lots of wool. I'm seeing that whole pilgrim dress thing was really big for summer, and now
clothing is getting weird because it's going both directions. It's going back to this like pre-Victorian era clothing, but then on the far opposite end of it, you have people that are dressing like it's Final Fantasy, where they're wearing like all kinds of crazy colors, and like their shirt is just like one strip down the chest that just says liar or something like fashion is weird right now. Things like trip pants are coming back into fashion in like the hip hop industry, where it was like the same people that made fun of goth kids for wearing trip pants, and now they're like the popular thing with like 45 chains and like 6 straps hanging off of the legs.
Jinkos
came back.
Jinkos are back. Then again, I have not legitimately seen anyone actually wearing Jinkos.
And people say white people have no culture.
We've got Jinkos.
We have all the culture.
Oh man.
Jeez.
We watched the Bo Burnham comedy skit.
If you have not watched the new Bo Burnham skit, it is wonderful.
It's not super appropriate either.
No, it's not. There's one song that's really bad. But.
He did a song called White Women on Instagram, and it was all like little pumpkins, and I just lost my mind because everything he said was like, it was so relatable. Anyway, I'll get off that topic. Dressing up a bit. I love that. And you know what's funny? As I was just telling Mark that I've noticed that the new thing, especially with the kids these days.
Oh my God.
With the teens, is these girls will wear the nicest shirt. Pretty little lace, little frills, their makeup and hair, and they look so pretty.
And then the crappiest stained up gray sweatpants.
That's the look. They wear these tatty, like ripped up, stained up sweatpants, baggy. And that's the look. And I'm like, I don't understand.
How can you look so pretty and look like you smell so bad at the same time?
I'm so confused. I mean, I get it. I'm sure that, I mean, our parents were looking at us wearing our trip pants with the chains. They're like, it's summer, it's 90 degrees, and you're wearing straight black and a hoodie. And then we're like, Mom, it's not a phase. So I know. We're showing our age.
Suzanne said I did not mean to do that. Suzanne said she went to school with Bo.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. You should hit him up because that special, he seemed like he's in kind of rough shape.
He did. It was very, very in the feels. You could sense his ongoing depression.
He's a big thinker. You could tell that he was kind of hating the way the world was going. We'll get back onto it though.
Yeah.
We're getting really distracted. Sorry, y'all.
So basically a combo of dress up and comfortable, adventurous spirit, this playful approach to dressing, in the increasing popularity of backless dresses, crop tops, and cutout details. I like this, but I don't know if we're going to see as much of this in the fall because it's going to be chilly. However, this cutout details, I've noticed that keyhole sweaters, which I have always been a fan of, those are big, and I'm noticing that different shapes are being cut out of them. You know, like keyhole sweaters where there's like a cut in the chest.
Yeah,
or
I've got a... I can't show it on stream, but I'll show it to you.
I love keyhole sweaters, so that might be a really cool thing. Let's see. Mini moment. Rising hemlines evoke vintage vibes and the fun-loving excitement of dressing to go out. I don't understand what this means.
Rising hemlines
Evoke vintage vibes and the fun-loving excitement of dressing. Rising like your sleeve, like your hems, like the. Are we talking about frilled hems and puffy sleeves? I don't know what this means. Does anybody know what this means? Feel free to clarify. Sweater vests, easy outerwear, bomber jackets are huge right now. We've got bomber jackets in Alpha Adapt, actually.
Mini skirts, capris, I think. So like high waist mom jeans. It sounds like nobody knows what it is.
Yeah, like a mini skirt.
Mini moments. Maybe they're referring to mini skirts coming back. Rising hemlines. I get that. Like showing more leg kind of thing.
Okay, I get it. You know,
Gotcha.
that's
Cropped pants, shorter skirts, rising hemlines. Gotcha. Just really, really not good wording for that.
Yeah, they should have went into some specifics. Plush textures, faux fur, fleece, quilted patterns, thick corduroy. Thick corduroy this time.
Ew.
Thin corduroy was big last year. Oh my goodness. Thin corduroy was big last year. Thick corduroy is big this year. I'm also seeing a lot of it in mustard, emerald, and rose pink. So those might be some ideas to write down.
Sweatpant alternatives.
Work from home. Oh, okay. So,
that's what most people were saying. They get dressed up top for their Zoom meetings, but what you wear down below doesn't matter.
Right.
That's kind of like these meetings. I'm wearing crappy stained up shorts right now, and you wouldn't even know. And she's wearing very faded Marvel pajama pants.
Shh.
You wouldn't even know.
I am not.
The mystery of the stream.
Versatile dresses. You know, this is a lot of. We'll zip through these. Shirt dresses, those have been big. Fit and flare, loose, any occasion. Almost like oversized tee dresses I've noticed are big. Form-fitting styles. Some buyers are moving towards slimmer silhouettes with an unapologetic party vibe.
Unapologetic party vibe. That's a really PC way to say what I know we're both thinking that's supposed to mean.
Yeah, that's kind of... All right. Don't care about what people think about you. If you want to wear form-fitting, you wear form-fitting, girl and guy. I don't think
form-fitting was what they were going for. I'm thinking that they meant to say like sexy is what they're going for. Like look as absolutely sexy as you want.
Yeah. Romantic frills, cottagecore, Victorian inspired, vibrant colors.
Cottagecore. God, I hate that word so much. It's like I imagine a bunch of people moshing at a Conway Twitty show.
Head to toe tones. So monochrome outfits. Prints have been big. 70s styles, ringer tees are really big. Logo style motifs, but you have to be careful. Because you can't use any actual vintage logos or anything like that. Paisley. I love the tie-dye that they incorporated that in. Tie-dye is really, really popular. Fall spirit. Sleeves with sassy sayings. And costumes, obviously. All right, that was a long one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny.
All right, craft supplies and tools.
First, people talking about Conway Twitty. I love it. Hey Alexa, play Conway Twitty's tight fitting jeans. Love you guys.
He only did that because we don't have an Alexa.
I don't have an Alexa,
yeah. Is anybody's Alexa playing now? I think the chat says yes. All right. First day of school signs, they already covered that. The school cones, they already kind of covered that as well. School art supplies, I mean, that's kind of a given. Handmade Halloween, kid-friendly crafts. That might be fun to offer. Little itty-bitty packs of bagged crafts that teachers could buy in bulk or that you could give away on Trick or Treat. Unisex and men's crafting. We've noticed more male shoppers coming to Etsy for DIY materials and projects ranging from creative pastimes to home improvement tasks. When marketing your supplies, consider a wider customer base by adding photos featuring male models to your listings. Craft Kit is a top search among male shoppers. That's really cool. I wonder what specifically they're searching for, like what kind of crafts. That's cool.
There you go. There's a few.
Paper and party supplies. No, this was, I don't know.
Yes.
Paper and party supplies. Seeing Halloween, back to school, neutral tones. Back to school, Halloween and paper goods. For invitations, decorations, and party supplies, shoppers are turning to eye-catching graphics in a variety of styles. Keep it clean. No frills. Lettering is streamlined yet popping with personality. All caps lettering, contrasting colors, and heavy marker-like lines. So almost like a handmade, like drawn look.
Right.
Ancient artistry, playful motifs.
Sketchy effects, doodles and spare palettes, hand lettering, small repeat patterns. Vintage typewriter and chalkboard styles, yeah. The whole 70s vintage style is really popping off. It's in almost every category.
I love this. Woodland creatures appear amidst ghosts and house spiders in the Halloween landscape. So kind of throwing in little cute animal like woodland creatures along your ghosts and spooky things. Old techniques, etchings and engravings recall a vintage look. That's really cool. Heirloom florals. Weddings, look at the palette. It's all neutral. This right here could be your palette. I mean, we've got all the colors that we have seen up above.
Muted. Everything's still muted. They took every picture in this whole friggin' thing and just muted it. They just took the saturation and turned it down like 5%.
Groomsmen gifts. Simplified nuptials, low-key outdoor and smaller weddings. Okay, that makes sense. So like brunch weddings. Flexibility, brides and grooms need low commitment invitations that they can update quickly and cheaply. So that might be really fun for print on demand sellers because they can just, get it quickly and maybe make edits if you allow customization. Reimagine timelines, post-wedding bachelorette parties. So people who have to do their parties afterwards because of COVID. Statement pieces. So things that they can hold on to. Think backdrops and tablescapes. Winners for a reason. Lean into proven bestsellers like wedding and engagement rings, including men's rings, bridesmaid gifts and clothing, and decorative signs and backdrops. Custom neon signs are a consistent top performer, which we're going to look at in a few minutes. Neon signs have been trending on Etsy. As of yesterday, they were one of the most searched items on Etsy.
I've been into PC gaming for a while, so y'all are just newbies are getting into this RGB scene.
Yeah. 75% year-on-year increase in groomsmen gift, but a 440% year-on-year increase for boho wedding dresses. And then look, 414% year-on-year increase for neon wedding signs. That's neat.
I'm telling you, man. People say they hated Cyberpunk 2077, but I think it did good for the neon industry.
In vintage retro Halloween, and I cannot believe that they're considering these little beaded bracelets that we made as kids vintage. That's how is
that vintage? They're just beads.
Yeah, but it was super trendy to have your whole, doing like the candy arms, where your arms like all the way up to your
I know,
up to your elbows. I was definitely one of those bracelet kids with bracelets all the way up to my.
I'm surprised most of the girls our generation didn't have big biceps from walking around with like 50 pounds worth of beads on their arms.
You guys do that? Those and then the jelly bracelets until it was all like, ooh, if you
don't break them.
Don't break them. If you break this one, you gotta kiss your boyfriend on the mouth and other things. That
and other things.
I
That's
was
exactly how it was too.
I was mortified as a little kid wearing all my jelly bracelets. And,
you broke my black bracelet.
Yeah, so stupid. For those who have no idea what we're talking about, maybe it's just
It's our stupid generation.
Yeah, it's our stupid generation.
We did a lot of stupid stuff. We grew up with the internet in our teen years. We were the first generation to do that.
Run wild.
To run wild on the interwebs.
Yeah. Retro Halloween decor. Y2K fashions. Woo! Yeah. Jeans. Bucket hats.
Ew, God, no bucket hats. Fisherman's hats.
Bucket hats are in right now. Pastel tie-dye bucket hats. Gen Z women's fashion stocking. Key casual styles like loose-fitting jeans and shrunken tees. Found fabrics. Young consumers are embracing mature styles in a move toward eclectic grand millennial style that sources lovingly from the past. Floral upholstery prints and furnishing inspired fabrics are key to this trend.
That
I don't even know what that means.
I guess I'll Google it because I'm an old fart now, apparently. Because I didn't understand anything you just said.
Are we
bucket hats for cornhole?
Are we grand millennials? Are we old? Is that what did they just tell us that we're grand millennials?
Grand millennial style and why we love it.
He's going to Google it for us. Tell us after I get through these.
Oh my God.
Men's vintage styles, once loved clothing pieces, so vintage pieces. Hoodies, tees, retro soccer, and football jerseys. Warm metals. We already kind of talked about that previously. Brass candlesticks, drawer pulls, knobs, hooks, vases, gold jewelry.
Okay.
You find it?
Yeah, keep going.
Sculpture styles, 60s and 70s for decor. Candy-colored glass or plastic. The 70s and 80s are the inspiration for this style. That goes along with the bracelets as well as the colorful glass, which I've actually been seeing a lot of at Target as well. So that's not just for our vintage sellers specifically. Once loved charm. Seeing more searches for vintage house numbers, especially in Germany. That's really interesting. Maybe like a combination of different house numbers that you can tack onto the outside of your house, but, like from, one's rusty, one's paint chipped. And then Victorian shoppers are searching for antique styles sourced across jewelry, household objects, and art. Popular searches include Victorian style clothing, lampshades, wallpaper, wall art, sofas, and tiles.
So Grand Millennial. It is literally exactly what it sounds like. It is like what a millennial's grandparents would have decorated their house in. So like the ridiculous wallpapers and the like over the top floral pattern couches and but done in a way that is modern. Like classy to modern standards. So like think doing your whole house up like your great grandma would, but actually comfortable good furniture.
Guys, the house I grew up in, our living room, our living room was burnt orange. Our carpet was brown with bright orange, like little flecks in it. Our couch was brown with orange flowers everywhere. It was like a velvet couch with wood accenting. Our tables were all that dark wood coffee table with like you could open up cabinets in the bottom. We had a floor model TV, like one of the old 70s floor model TVs that you had to get up and crank all the dials to get it to and play with the rabbit ears.
But what color was your fridge? If it wasn't off-white, then what was it?
I think my fridge
Either off-white or stained metal.
No, it was olive green at first. Yeah, it was olive green, and then we actually upgraded that quite afterwards, like soon after I was
born. Here's an actual just list of stuff that they're talking about. Chintz, classic patterns, pleated shades, fine china, skirted or ruffled fabrics, pattern on pattern, scalloped edges, monograms, quilts, needle points, wood furniture, rattan, bamboo or wicker. Don't know how to pronounce that. Chinoiserie. I probably sound like an idiot there. Boxwood, topiary, wedgwood, foo dogs, fringe and trim, embroidery, rose medallion wear, majolica, or whatever that is, curtains and valances, bows, and rooms inspired by design icons, Mary Boada and Sister Parish.
I don't know what any of that is.
I don't either. But it's grand millennial. It's literally like the grandparents of a millennial. That's what that refers to.
Okay. That makes...
Millennials doing what their grandparents and great-grandparents did. So think like designs, if you have a family member that was born in the 40s and 50s, like how they design their houses, that's what it is. I'm not doing that.
On just to defend my grandma, I'm referring to my great-grandma. So my current...
Let's move on.
My grandma's had a little bit more design sense than to paint our house orange with brown and orange carpet.
Everyone to Goodwill.
To Goodwill we go. Fun place to go look. The weird secondhand finds that need to be shared.
Yeah, you find some weird stuff in Goodwill.
Yeah, if you go to Facebook and find the weird secondhand finds that need to be shared group, I highly recommend joining it. You can find all kinds of fun stuff, and you can see how people react to those things. So you can see like how much they're trending, how trendy they are, just because they're older. All right, so guys, normally I recommend going to Target. As I mentioned previously, there's not a whole lot that we can source because they haven't started with their fall. You want to go to What's New, go to Target Finds. And from here, you can kind of start to see things. There's a couple things that will transfer over. This is where I like to find colors. We see a lot of the same color palettes taking place. This color of green we noticed a lot on Etsy. You can kind of get a little bit on your, depending on what you sell. If you go into like the self-care items, for example, you can just kind of start to see like fragrances and packaging colors and things that are trendy. I recommend not just looking at the products that are for sale though. Make sure that you're also looking at the items that are in the background. Down here, you can go and kind of sort through to find what is most interesting to you. So cozy, you can scroll through and see a lot of the things that we talked about. Wicker, textured pillows, looks like a bamboo framed couch, things like that.
Wait, did I miss fanny packs trending? Amber said.
Oh, well, that's... I know, it's...
No, it's... Linda said maybe I should make jewelry for fanny packs, and then Jillian said fanny charms. That's probably really offensive to y'all in the UK.
Sorry to our UK friends. That goes in with the Y2K fashion, though.
Yeah, it does. They were big in the 90s. Even my dad still uses one.
Yeah, he does. A lot of what I would expect, we're seeing those really printed, almost pilgrim type dresses, and she's wearing same girl, same place, but she's changed her shoes. She's wearing them with tennis shoes and then with sandals. Stripes, lots of that brown. There's a terracotta color. You can really dive into what people's homes are looking like. We're seeing some of that brushed metal in the frames, a lot of the same colors that we've discussed, wood accenting, floral bikinis. Obviously, that's nothing that you guys can use now, but we can kind of get, a grip for what the overall style and colors are. And then we can really think about how those are going to transfer over, not just for fall, but for winter as well.
Girl has some big eyebrows.
Where? My eyebrows, I do my eyebrows that big sometimes.
Oh, no, you don't.
Sometimes I do.
She's a liar.
I do sometimes.
Dulcie said, TF is taco seasoning. I mean, a combination of different things.
All right, so now we're getting a lot of gold from Target Trends, but keep coming back here because these are the images that people actually post on Instagram. They actually use the hashtag Target Style, and it's a really good way to see how people are actually using these products, but it gives you new ideas for things like patterns, colors, and to get a glimpse into other people's homes. Last thing I want to show you guys is on erank.com in the trends report. So let's look at what was trendy yesterday, and then we'll look at what was trendy last month.
Yes.
And then we'll look at what was trendy last fall.
And then we'll get a couple of questions.
So I don't care about Amazon and eBay at all. Yesterday, what was most trendy on Etsy was personalized gifts, beaded necklace, bridesmaid gift, necklace by itself, which is contained within beaded necklace, free Britney shirt.
Oof.
Oof, big oof. And I don't...
Let's not talk about that on here.
What I'm saying is I don't know what the copyright issues would be for something like that.
The name Britney isn't copyright. That's...
You're right. You're right.
I mean, if you put her face on it and use her likeness, that might be a little bit different. But
right. No matter how positive the message is. Just be careful.
Yep.
All right, this is that new stone that's super trendy. What is that?
Carnelian.
Carnelian. This is the remember a couple months ago it was Moldavite. Now it is this carnelian crystal. Apparently this is the trendy new stone. Iron-on patches, very 90s. Pop socket, you can't use that name. We actually had an alpha who got in trouble. So even if something is showing as being highly searched, it doesn't mean that you should use that term. Dog mom. And then the rest.
Suns, anime.
Witchcraft.
I have the power of anime and God on my side.
Look at this. Invoice template. That's interesting. All right.
All right, let's continue. Monthly trends now.
That was a terrible accent.
My accents are always awful.
That's awful. Terrible. Nowhere near...
We're talking about all this and people are just talking about lady part charms for fanny packs.
Oh, what are you guys talking about?
Sure, that's fine.
Here I am, innocently bobbing around, looking at keywords, and you guys are being all inappropriate.
Y'all are naughty.
Naughty alphas. Join the alphas after dark for that talk. Father's Day. These are terms that we can ignore. We don't need to worry about Father's Day gift because these are from June of 2021. Oh, are they really for June? Did we get our new data already?
Guess we did.
Oh. So you guys can ignore these because these were for Father's Day, but personalized gift for dad, that's something that we'll probably see maintained for the holidays.
Let me, while you're doing this, let me just confirm with Anthony that these are for June because he normally doesn't get those until the 5th, right?
No, he's been getting them in faster.
Okay, well, then I trust it.
Wall decor has been one of the top searched. But see wall art, do you see this little flame beside it? This means that this was a highly popular term yesterday. So might be something to keep an eye on. Personalized gifts, also highly searched yesterday. Rings were highly searched, but we want to make sure that we're being specific. So don't just say rings. Earrings, stickers, highly searched yesterday. Leather accessories for men, probably because of Father's Day, but might be something that we see follow through for the holidays.
Could be.
Bridesmaid gifts, crystals, gifts for men, pride, prints. There's that carnelian necklace, that stone.
Whatever that is.
Tech accessories. That is very vague.
Very vague. Gifts from daughter to dad. That's Father's Day.
Father's Day, but save it for the holidays. That might be a good one. Linen clothing. Oh. Mugs for him. Groomsman gift. Yada yada. I highly recommend going into the Trend Buzz and then looking in your specific category. There are a lot of different categories here, even up to 18 plus, which is what we cover in Alphas After Dark.
Yeah, do that here.
Yeah, but you can, whatever you sell, find your category and start digging in. So let's go ahead and look at last year. And we will look at September because that's when all of the real good fall shopping starts. We can ignore face masks being the most searched because it's not the most searched anymore. You guys can see the evidence of that during or right here in the trend graph if you look very carefully.
Yeah, I'm actually curious as to why that sitting is number 1 on here.
Because this is last year.
Oh.
I said we're looking at last year.
I'm just stupid. Just ignore me.
Yeah. So it only got.
Yeah, you're stupid.
Yeah. I can't even see how much. November. Oh my God, Wes.
Oh, our alphas are great.
2021 alpha of the year, everyone. Wes. and he's also submitted our 2021 comment of the year.
It's not being said out loud, so if you're offended, just get out of the chat.
You guys do what you want. We love you.
Yeah, that's your all's chat.
Personalized gift. Look, this is people sprucing up their spaces. It's a lot of the same things. Craft kits, Halloween started being searched for in September. Stickers, earrings, masks, Halloween decor, fall decor. Harry Potter.
Don't use that.
Don't use that. It was highly searched yesterday. Doesn't matter. Among Us, again, not one that we can use. Candles, Halloween SVGs, Harry Styles, who's been trending forever, but once again, don't do it. Tapestries, crystals, neon signs. This keyword was popular yesterday. Look at the trend graph for neon signs.
It was just big. It's just been big.
It's just staying
It goes on like a roller coaster. It looks like for almost every, those holidays? What are those peak months? You got February
was down, and then May was up. January's up.
February. It looks like maybe people buying them for August.
April. That's really weird.
It's very odd times. I could see for February or like January into February being popular for like Valentine's Day and stuff like that, getting hearts and whatnot.
October, once again, personalized gifts. People are shopping. They start shopping for the holidays pretty early. It looks like October 2020 is the peak for personalized gift shopping. And look, it kind of drops down in November. That's really strange that October is the point when people search for personalized gifts the most.
Yeah, this whole list is almost identical.
Yeah. Wall decor, craft kits. A lot of it's the same. Halloween decor. Candles. You're right. A lot of it is the same.
It's just ordered a little different.
Yeah. Like people search the same things, but their priorities are a little bit different. Very, very interesting. Just for fun, we'll go into November because this is when they're shopping for actual holidays.
Yeah, the only thing that really changed was adding more Christmas terms into there. Christmas ornaments is number 6. Christmas stockings, 17. Holiday decor. You see people starting to really search for holiday stuff in November.
Very interesting. Personalized leather gift. All right. This has been insightful. I feel like people last year were not shopping specific. They were personalized gift for him, gift for her, personalized gift, home decor. And then if we go to what do we need? We need.
I think it was probably because of the pandemic and people not being around each other. People were having gifts sent to their friends, sent to their family members. They wanted something custom that they could send to people.
But what I'm saying is their searches, the way that they worded things, weren't as specific. And now it's almost like those were the new newbie shoppers that didn't know how to search, but now they've learned how to refine. So they're not just searching personalized gift. It's personalized gift for dad, and then gifts from daughter to dad.
Very, very specific things.
Yeah, it's not just necklace, it's carnelian necklace.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, I think that they're getting a little bit more picky about their searches, which is a good thing. It means that they're adapting well. All right, I think that's it though, guys.
Toy.
Go get an E-Rank membership. You can get a free membership for free.
No credit card required.
No credit card required. You can get a basic membership for $5.99 a month. That's the one that I personally recommend.
Whew.
And there is also a $9.99 Pro membership. It's $9.99 per month. That one's
aliens are orange agates.
Oh, okay. Keeping in mind that Mark and I are E-Rank employees, but we don't get paid to recommend it.
Nope,
we
don't.
It is an essential tool for Etsy sellers.
If I didn't like the company, I wouldn't work for them. That's just the kind of person I am.
That's if we don't like a company, we don't recommend them.
Nope. So I don't recommend Apple to anybody. But to each their own.
Questions?
Questions. Get your questions in. I'll read back up through here and skip over all the dirty stuff that I'm assuming Amber probably started.
Amber, did you do that?
I don't know. Yeah, she did. I don't care if it's offensive. I want some fanny charms. You started it, Amber.
Amber.
Because we know what you mean by that. Let's see.
Prairie dress.
Make you some wood or acrylic fanny pack charms.
Holy eyebrows.
Yeah, those were some big eyebrows. She says she does her eyebrows that big, but those were like 2.5 inch thick eyebrows.
I went very
true.
I went very thin today. Sometimes my eyebrows just do what they want. For those who don't know, these are not real. I'm
okay. She said, I know what taco seasoning is, but why was it so randomly there? Because there was a thing on the Target. It was just taco seasoning. Because it's Target, you don't know.
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah,
it's like it's
not about the tacos. It's about the tequila.
Taco Tuesday and tequila. Gonna have margaritas. Ooh, I could go for a margarita. I don't drink, but man,
not allowed to drink.
Every once in a while, when it's hot, a big fish bowl of mostly sugar, hardly any alcohol margarita at a Mexican restaurant.
So bad for you.
I know. You drink a whole fish bowl and you don't
sober.
Yeah.
It takes you so long you're sober by the time you get to the end of it because there's like a shot of liquor in it.
That's what I like.
No, thank you.
I like it to be a big bowl of juice.
Let's see here.
Like this video, guys. Like
the video.
Well done, Mom.
I legit have no idea what's going on. I don't either, Lucy.
Lucy, we don't know.
I never do. Do yourself a favor. Do not Google search it.
Okay.
Oh, cornhole. Plan, devolve, adapt.
To devolve.
That's how we do it, yo. I have a bad track record with not knowing what not to Google.
Knowing what not to Google.
Just always assume that you need to be using incognito. It's not gonna keep people from knocking on your door asking questions, but it'll keep your neighbor, for your friends, and whoever else uses your computer from knowing what weird crap you're into. Cornhole is a verb? ? It can be. If you're playing cornhole, you are cornholing, right?
Cornholio.
Let's see YouTube demonetize this video for the way that we use the word cornhole, even though it's a sport.
We should do an episode of the Friday Bean where Mark and I answer questions, but we're playing cornhole while we're doing it, just tossing the bean bags.
Let's see here. This is great, making minor changes to my shop as you speak. Thank you for specifying minor changes. I love that.
Yeah, don't
pay attention.
Don't make giant changes all at once ever, unless you're doing like a brand overhaul. Do things slowly. You don't want to, if you're already seeing some success, you don't want to destroy your current success by making a huge change. Handmade Alpha Academy students, you guys are the exception because you've got the roadmap. So
y'all get your questions in. They can be Etsy questions, they can be trends questions, they can be opinion questions. Doesn't really matter. Get your questions in, because if I don't see no questions, I got one. If I don't see no questions, I got to get to the gym. So I ain't afraid to cut the video off early.
Jim boy.
See, Kristen, I make custom pet art. Would it be rude if I used custom drawings on other products? Should I make non-custom drawings instead?
Amber would be a good person to talk to about this. Amber, once she draws a pet, I mean, she drew it. It's her drawing. She puts that drawing on other products available for purchase because she drew that pet. If you're really worried, you could ask the customer, but you drew it. It's yours at that point. So that's completely up to you on the way that you want to go about it.
Like to say, Wes said, I would like to state that I can pass a drug test. I'm just naturally. Say whatever you want, Wes. What month do you think Etsy will start to get more active with users and sales? I think leading up into the holidays,
August,
likely, into the fall when people start to decorate.
Yeah, August is when we start to see the traffic come back. August and then September, October, November are going to be the most active on Etsy, and then last minute shoppers will shop in December. But November is the month that you should plan for, and I recommend starting to plan now, because if it takes anywhere between 60 to 90 days for Etsy to index you by, recognizing a consistent pattern within how shoppers interact with your brand, it's usually best to list before that 60 to 90 day window. So right now would be a great time to start listing products for fall.
Thank you for the video, and search phrases help, and the amusement in the chat is great. Yeah, we love you guys. We want it to be, we do our serious videos from time to time. This is a relaxed environment. I got to figure out why this keeps doing this. This is a relaxed environment. We want it to be chill. We want people to be able to concentrate, but at the same time, kind of just hang out with us, Just got here. Where's Bubbers? He is currently snoozing at my feet. I thought he was giving himself a bath. Oh, you have to do it, but you have to be super serious while you're playing. Oh, cornhole. My sister saw a sign for Taco Night, Minnesota, and said we needed to stop there and eat for tacos. We laughed for 100 miles. Well, let's see here. What program do you use to put a logo on pictures?
You can use iPicky.com. It's not really a program. It's more just a website. You can use Canva. You can use GIMP. You can use Photoshop. It really just depends on.
Take your pick of the litter.
Yeah. Does it have a transparent background? Because if it's got a transparent background already, you can use anything. I personally use iPicky and Canva. If it doesn't have a transparent background, you can remove that background using a free program. I think there's actually one just called backgroundremover.com or something similar too. But Canva Pro has the very best background remover. It's just Canva Pro memberships are kind of expensive. So if you're only removing the background, you could even ask somebody on like Fiverr or something to do it for you super cheap for like $5, have the background removed. But the program doesn't matter. You could do it in Paint if you really wanted to.
Eastern inspiration. Is last year's trends on Etsy safe to follow as a prediction, with last year being crazy due to the pandemic? I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. Just sort out the terms that were related to the pandemic.
If anything, to be honest, with people not having the ability to be expressive with the way that they were trying to express themselves during the pandemic, like people were stuck at home, but they still wanted to decorate and they still wanted to do things to make their living space, especially last year, wanted to make their living space look comfortable. So if they haven't had an ability to like push out the way that they trend, they're going to use the stuff that they got last year and stuff that they get this year to push out their opinions and their feelings on other people in their homes.
Trends. Here's the thing, guys. Nobody wants to change everything every year. That's why we still see a lot of the same trends from last year stay, because trends stick around a few years. These colors that we're talking about, like the terracotta brown and the sage green and that burnt orange, those were big last year and they were big the year before last. And the reason for that is because it takes people a couple years of being exposed to those themes to want to also do their homes in those themes. If it changed every year, it would be impossible to keep up with and everybody would go broke trying to stay on trend. So trends stick around for a while. a lot of the things that we see that were trending last year are going to maintain.
I have a product line with the exact same phrase in every title, but when I check my ranking for those 2 keywords, eRank only pulls up one of my listings of that type. Is that an eRank error?
No. And it can't be an eRank error because it comes directly from the Etsy API. What that means is that the listing that it's finding with the rank checker, it's basically telling you that that is the listing that likely has the very best listing quality score. That, therefore, it's being seen in search. There are a lot of things that could be influencing the other listings, such as low listing quality scores. If you listed them more recently or if they renewed more recently, then it might take a little bit of time for them to be re-indexed. But the answer I would assume is the right one, is that one listing that's performing better and that's ranking is probably just a better listing. It's probably well optimized. It probably gets decent engagement. I assume it's probably something that sells every once in a while, maybe, or gets reviewed. It's not necessarily a problem, but the other listings just haven't had enough time to grow, or customers aren't really connecting with those listings the way that they're connecting with the one that is ranking higher.
Yep.
Your rank is a direct reflection of how your shoppers engage with your listings and how accurately you filled out your SEO. So if your SEO is good because you're saying that the phrases are the same, then it's likely because people just haven't engaged with the other ones enough for you to grow those listing quality scores. Other ways to grow your listing quality scores other than Etsy SEO is to promote externally. Try posting those products on social media to drive some traffic to them, and the sales that you get and the reviews that you get, even if you drove them yourself, those will still help to build your listing quality score. The only thing that it won't help is the views, and if they favorite those listings because they found you direct through a link and not organically, you're not going to get any benefit from just sending them there. But if they buy or leave a review, you'll see a positive impact.
Okay, is there a way to look at current trends on eRank for a specific category like baby apparel?
You can't niche down that far. The categories are accessories, art and collectibles, bags, bath and beauty, books,
movies and music, clothing, craft supplies, electronics, home and living, etc.,
jewelry.
etc.
Yeah. For baby, I'm not quite sure where baby would be. Clothing, maybe? You might just have to get more specific with your keywords. I would do that within the Keyword Explorer and then just hover over the trend graph within the Keyword Explorer. And that's going to show you what months your specific terms are trending.
Yeah. Lucy also commented and said, you can have a disclaimer in your shop policies that states you're still the original owner of the artwork and have the right to reuse artwork on other products for commercial use. Yeah.
Great idea.
I mean, honestly, it's one of those things where I would be transparent with the customer. If you plan on using a design that they had ordered custom, just let them know.
Yeah.
And if they're not comfortable with it, then don't.
Yeah.
But it's at the end of the day, it's your shop. Looking for questions. If you change keyword tags, this heavily affect SEO. I don't want to lose my current rankings, but would like to change keyword tags.
Yes. Don't, if it's a listing that's already performing, don't touch it. Don't touch your tags, your titles, or your attributes. Those are the 3 things that can mess up your current ranking for a product that's doing well. And you wouldn't want to remove a keyword that's helping you to perform by accident. So I would not touch it if I were you, if it's doing well. If you're not happy with it and it's not performing well, then you don't have anything to lose. Just make sure that you're tracking it within the eRank Track Changes tool. You can find that under the listings tab of erank.com. Track it before you make the changes. I would say for a week or so. That way you can kind of see what traffic normally looks like. Then make your changes. Because otherwise you're not going to know what to compare to. You know what I mean? So.
Our child is up there being quite obnoxious at the moment.
She is.
Does the number of favorite items in your shop affect the algorithm to get to page 1?
No.
No. Favorites do not.
So Etsy tells us that if somebody were to organically stumble across your listing while doing a keyword search on Etsy, for example, if I typed in blue gemstone necklace and I stumbled across one of your listings and I favored it there, that might potentially have a bit of a positive effect. But if you were to send me on Facebook a link that said, hey, check out my blue gemstone necklace, and I were to click that link and favorite that item, that would not have the same effect as if I had found that item organically in search because you had sent that person yourself. Now, if the person were to make a purchase, it doesn't matter whether they found you in search or if you sent them there. Same with if they review it. It doesn't matter if they found you in search or if you sent them to that listing. That will affect your listing quality score, which affects your ranking. But in terms of people just randomly favoriting items, if they found you organically, that's great. It has a little bit of a positive influence, nothing too overwhelming, not the same as sales and reviews do. But if you were to just post your link on Facebook and like 500 people went and liked your product, it wouldn't do anything because they didn't find you organically in search.
Let's see. Would the end of July be too late to list Halloween items?
No, not necessarily.
I think at end of July would be fine.
Yeah.
I guess September, October. That gives you 3 months until the actual, because Halloween's the end of October.
Right. That should be fine. If you can get them in sooner, that would be great. But if you can't, I mean, I understand it takes time to prep things. So
I think end of August is probably like the absolute latest.
Yeah.
Because that gives you exactly 60 days.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to like that.
What is it?
That's my pink lemonade, but it's also got my glutamine and everything else in it.
I'm losing my voice.
Oh, are you? Don't do that. That was extremely loud. You clipped our mic. Would end of July be too late? Oh, I already read that. It's been a week. I really needed this today, guys. My son seriously just made me coffee with the percolator. Need training him right. Learning how to make coffee at home ensures that they're not giving thousands of dollars a year to Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts who don't make good coffee.
They don't.
Starbucks coffee is trash. That's it. Yeah, I drink a gallon of that a day.
It tastes like a Flintstones vitamin. I'm having PTSD from it. Ugh.
Let's see here. Also, whoever asked the pet portrait. Okay, she already answered that. I have a question. I make customized tumblers and all occasion wreaths. Should I have separate shops for them? Those are two drastically different products.
I hate the idea of two different shops before you're making consistent sales and you're established.
Yeah, it's a pretty common question that we get. I sell this and this. Should they go in separate shops?
Are you making sales? Are you making sales? And are you making sales of both of those things equally?
Yeah.
And if you are, then it might be fine to leave them there. If you're making no sales, might be a good indication that people don't know what you're all about and they're not purchasing. Or if you're only making sales of one of those things, might be a good indication that you don't need to be making the other thing to sell anyway, at least not yet.
She has her analogies, and I use the, having two kids. Would it be easier to have two kids at the exact same time or have one kid and then wait till it's self-sufficient before you have a second?
Yeah.
What would it be easier for you to take care of them both at the same time or wait until one of them is already kind of taking care of itself a little bit before you have the second?
Yeah, because you might be really stunting your growth by trying to grow two.
She says sales on both items.
Okay. Is there a consistent theme or flow? Do you have is your target customer the same? If your target customer is upbeat, maybe like the mom who loves to decorate for every holiday, and the tumblers are kind of reflective of different seasons and holidays, and you have wreaths that also reflect those same seasons and holidays and themes, then you might be able to make your shop more about the theme as opposed to, making sure that the products are the same. And that would be okay. I think that the big indicator here should be your sales. If you're making sales, don't change things if you're making sales. If you're not making the sales you want, that's when you consider to make changes. I don't like the idea of having 2 shops. I know that there are sellers who do it successfully. If you have the time to do it, that's fine. But at least get one store sustainable before you try to open another one. It's so hard. It's not double money. I know that everybody...
It is not double money.
Everybody thinks 2 shops, double money. It's not double money. It's double time. It's divided time. A shop takes 100% of your energy unless it's digital. Digital sellers, you guys get a little bit more wiggle.
That's kind of my only exception to that rule, is that if you're a digital seller and you also like do POD for some of your digital designs or whatever, then there's like no effort to open the POD once you have the listing set up.
Yeah, but marketing 2 shops, if you're doing everything that you should be doing, like marketing, social media management, and things like that, and then running 2 of them at the same time and bouncing between, it is hard. It is possible. It is hard. So I recommend saving yourself the torment. This isn't Starla being mean. This is Starla trying to take care of your mental health. Raise your baby first. Get your baby potty trained. Get your baby eating solids.
Teach it how to make toast.
Teach your baby how to make toast and waffles, and then introduce new baby, and then your other baby will be, toddling around having fun on their own while you're working on your new baby.
All right, let's try to scoop through these a little faster now because we're getting backloaded.
Babies.
I tried to get into iPicky, but it gave me an Adobe Flash error. iPicky hasn't used Adobe Flash since December, which means you probably haven't cleared your history and cache and stuff like that in your browser since around that time, or since before they switched.
Yikes.
So more than likely, you just need to go in, if you're on Chrome or whatever, you can go in, history, clear everything. It's going to log you out of every platform that you're on. It's not going to remember any of your passwords. So if you don't remember your passwords, make sure that you deal with that before you reset your history and all that.
But you should be doing that
anyway. Especially with iPicky, and then temporary folders, you should be clearing those as well. If you don't know how to do that, shoot me an email, support@handmadealphaacademy.com, and I can give you a little rundown. If you're using Windows, if you're using Mac or Linux, I can't help you. I haven't used those platforms in years.
Yeah, iPicky switched to HTML5 though.
Yeah, so a long time ago. Like if you open up a different browser, if you're using Google Chrome or Opera or whatever, open up Edge or Internet Explorer, and it'll probably work fine in that platform because it's not sharing cookies between the two. Yeah, you can just clear the cookies for iPicky. Yeah, if you know how to clear stuff for specific websites, you can also just go in and do that. I just give general advice because actually going in and opening up menus and going through things and finding the website to clear the cookies, some people aren't experienced enough with that, so I just give general advice. I did tech support. You'd be surprised how much being specific can confuse the crap out of people that don't know a lot about tech. Talk about the tariff codes. I don't want to. Etsy seems to be leaving us in the dark. I get there's a code, but I feel lacking in information.
I don't. Here's the thing.
We don't have them.
It's for the European Union. We're in the U.S. I know what Amber has told me. I know what little bit that I've read. I am not the person to ask about this. It will apply to me eventually, but because we're doing print on demand at this time, our print on demand service is kind of covering it for us. Please let us get familiar with it before we give advice, because right now our advice that we would give you would be really bad.
I forgot the Alphas After Dark was being run in the UK. I was like, how is a European tariff going to apply to us? But I get it. I'm just a little stupid.
Alphas
sometimes.
After Dark, you mean AlphaDapt?
AlphaDapt. Good God. And you can tell I'm tired. I started working out and got myself a good bodybuilding coach this week, and my brain is just dead, and I lost. There we are. Questions. I think the thing that's helped me the most is the swipe files.
Yes.
Yes, Wes. I did get your email. And people are... So no fanny pack on a wreath. You could put a wreath on a fanny pack. Like decorate it, like one that has like a pin. You can pin it onto the front, then you have a decorative wreath. And then in the middle of the wreath is where you put the butt.
Yeah, like a butt, like Like a butt.
Like in Rick and Morty, where he makes the butt pop out of the coffee mug. And it could just be a little butt popping out of the wreath. You could even give it one of those little squeeze things where it's hidden, and then you press it, and it just butt pops out.
When that little butt popped out of that coffee mug,
I lost my mind.
I just wasn't expecting it. Mm-mm. Now we rewatch those episodes, and I'm just like, but when I first saw it, I laughed so hard. It was so funny. Not impressed with the new Rick and Morty.
I am. She always says that, and then we go back through, and they're like her favorite episodes again.
I hated the first one.
I loved it. I heard somewhere that only reviews count/show up on Etsy for a year. Is that true? I think for negative reviews, I think they'll still show up, but I think it's the star rating, right? Only reviews for a year count towards the actual star rating. So like if you get a 1-star rating a year later, that rating may not actually apply. I don't know what the exact time frames though.
I don't know. Maybe.
And I don't know if that's actual towards the visual representation or if that's just towards like, you know how Etsy, you get in trouble if you get so many bad reviews. It's been a while since I've actually looked into that. I'll have to check that out again.
Yeah, because they got rid of ODR because they realized it was a terrible idea.
Because it was stupid. It was a stupid idea.
Plus they introduced it right before COVID and it was an awful idea. And I think they realized it was an awful idea, so they rolled it back.
It was just as stupid as like Facebook putting in a manual review system for posts. Like they were going to have enough people to review billions of things. This is stupid. Skating's huge in Detroit. Let's see here. Just trying to get through actual questions.
We should have like an emoji that they use if their post is a question.
The thing is, we get new people and there's no reason. There's no way we'll be able to enforce that.
You're right.
Let's see. How did you do that to my name?
Chelsea, how did you do that to my name?
What did Chelsea say?
What
did you say? At Craft Kitty. You just hit the @ sign.
Yeah, @ sign and then you.
And then it's probably showing up orange for you because they're talking directly to you. So if you do @ sign to them, it'll show up orange for them.
If you do it to us, it'll show up orange for me.
Adventure Belt.
Yeah,
that's a neat name for it. I think of the Pooch Pocket. Y'all are dorks. I would say the end of August. People are decorating way early this year. Yeah.
Gets a little earlier every year.
I use a French press. We do too. We French press our coffee fresh every morning. It is the best way to make your coffee. Just anything other than a drip coffee.
Yeah, we don't own a drip anymore.
Drip's okay, like if you're in a hurry, but don't ever say that unless you have like one of the really expensive. There's a drip machine. It's like $1,200 that actually like does it right. But that's more like a pour over machine than a drip coffee machine.
Yeah.
Just started making my hubby's lunches to save some money. Yeah, absolutely. And you can making your own food is always going to be healthier anyway if you do it right. If you already have Halloween items in your shop, make sure to start pinning them on Pinterest now because Pinterest needs to index them. Just an FYI. Yep. Good advice. Starbucks keeps sending us Subways instead of coffee whenever we order delivery, so they suck.
What?
Like Subway sandwiches? Do you have like a Subway Starbucks combo shop? It wouldn't surprise me, but
I'm confused.
Hoping to launch Hanukkah beginning of August.
Keeping ahead.
Mm-hmm. I started a second shop this year selling roller skate art and decided when I started HA to redirect all my focus into my original shop.
Yeah, I mean, you can always go back to the other one too.
Starbucks is burnt beans. Yeah, it's always so. If you think a drink is good from Starbucks, order it without any of the flavoring or milk in it, and then taste it again. Like it's kind of like cooking with food. Like if you cook a meat, like the meat should taste good before you add all the other crap on top of it, and then all the stuff you put on top of it should taste good without the meat. You know what I mean? Like it's coffee should be the same way. The coffee itself should taste good, and then you add the good flavored stuff to it. I know that after HA, I can decide if I want to go back and apply what I learned in my second shops, or if I'm so busy with my original shop, at least I know where I stand. Exactly. Can I hacky sack into the cornhole? That's kind of what it is.
Amber, so while I was writing my book, I'm talking about a scene in LA, this very picturesque scene and I've described everything as having like a filter over it, because I feel like that's very much what LA would look like. And I talk about like groups of teens tossing a hacky sack between their heels, and then I look at the editorial notes that Amber's given me, and she goes, "Hacky sacks."
What is that?
And I had to. I didn't realize that hacky sack was not a universal term.
It's foot sack.
That sounds painful.
It does. It's absolutely a huge juggling game with Etsy shops, but one is 2.6 years old and the other is digital. It's very time consuming.
Yeah, digital, at least with digital, you get a little bit of leeway.
I do pet and animal art. I'm going to be helping my mom open a pet bandana shop, but I'll be running it. Should I just combine it? I think you should. That's kind of up to you. I probably wouldn't. It's one of those things where I'd probably maybe teach your mom how to run it. Like help her get that up and running, and maybe like review anything that she does once you've got her figured out.
Yeah, it's really up to you though. It sounds like animal pet, if it's all pet art and animal and pet bandanas, that might make sense, but it also might not. It's really hard to say without looking at it. So it would really be up to you. And nothing we say is like it's like something directly from Etsy or, eRank. Most of what we say is advice based on years of personal experience and things that we know from our thousands and thousands and thousands of Etsy sellers that we've worked with. We tend to notice, what works best and what doesn't. So
my shop is pressed flower prints. Can I add Christmas items or two that have poinsettias to my shop, or do I have to have a separate shop? No, if you want to do a Christmas launch, why can't you do a Christmas launch?
Pressed flowers aren't poinsettias. They're Christmas. They're flowers, right?
Yeah, they're flowers.
There's no.
You could 100% do Christmas stuff with flowers. People do whatever the off-white flowers are. They do. I mean, you have the ability to stain flowers as well, right? So you could do green and red and white and blue and whatever you wanted to. What if I want to add different kinds of products? As long as they're themed.
Yeah,
as long as they're themed around what your original products are. Don't think too hard.
Look, guys, you can do whatever you want. If you want to have a shop that has a lot of everything, you can totally do that. Will you see sales from it? You might. Do any of the top sellers currently on eRank's top Etsy sellers on the platform, do they have everything in their shop? No. They all sell one consistent thing. The biggest brands in the world are all specializing in one consistent thing unless they're Walmart. Do you want to be Walmart? Probably not. So if you want to try it, you totally can. But if you are unhappy with the results, you might want to consider recognizing the thing that you enjoy the most, that you're most passionate about making, and niching down to that thing if you don't see the results that you want. Because I know how hard it is when you're good at a lot of things and when you enjoy doing a lot of things. You don't have to sell all the things that you do on Etsy. I also enjoy restoring vintage taxidermy. Do I have a vintage taxidermy restoration shop on Etsy? I do not. So yeah.
Such a cute pic image in my head of a waffle making baby.
A little baby making that waffle, dropping it in the toaster.
I just watched a video the other day. It was, I think it was a Japanese kid it's like a 4-year-old making breakfast for his mom.
Yeah, he was
like a full thing, but I don't know if it was real. It looked like if you watch the hands, it looked kind of fake. Like somebody was holding it and they just like took it out in the video. Anyway, you can, yeah, appreciate that info. Yes, didn't clear using Chrome. Yeah. If you have a different set of clients, you may want to consider different shops, but keeping in mind that there are steps, your shops don't get shut down. Yeah.
You got a list that you have more than one shop within your shop owner section.
Last time I cleared all my cookies, I yelled a lot despite LastPass, but I hear you on tech support. Let's see. Your brain is in your biceps. You talking to me? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I need to download the swipe files. I forgot that. Yeah.
I think they're listed down below, but if they're not, you can go to handmadealphaacademy.com And all of my current freebies are listed on the homepage, other than the summer survival guide, which is kind of, you know what? In fact, this is probably the last week to get that. I think that it's listed down below. If you want it, go ahead and get it now, because I'll probably discontinue it next Friday. Bean.
Sure.
You don't really need it anymore.
If you can, Lucy said, if you can get to it, the direct government website in the UK has all the codes which you can look up and get accustomed to. I have a VPN, so I can probably get to it either way. Myself and my other half work in logistics, so we're a little clued up on it. The main thing, it's not as scary as it sounds. Gotcha. Talking about the tariff codes. And Etsy will be holding your hands the entire time with the tariff codes.
Yeah.
They'll be adding their own code until you change it to yours, so nothing will be illegal.
Awesome.
The codes are so broad, so you don't have to knuckle down to specifics.
What should we wear to Thanksgiving? Your shirt about how the colonies are getting quite rowdy. No, your America shirt. I sent Amber a shirt from The Mountain. If you guys are familiar with The Mountain, they do those big graphic shirts with animals. And I sent her a shirt with a wolf on a mountain with a moon and a big American flag waving in the background. That's what you should wear.
Oh, Amber was talking about, so you had a really fluffy brain since being with a personal trainer.
Oh, yeah.
You're kicking my butt. Jillian said a fanny pack for Thanksgiving. And a bucket hat and some Jinko jeans.
My dad is the Jinko jeans king.
That'll probably be how he's dressed when he comes anyway.
Yeah.
I got a Ninja drip that has a frother. That's about the best that you can get when it comes to actual drip stuff until you get into like the custom stuff. Yep, we keep getting the wrong delivery driver to the door. I've officially stopped using DoorDash. Like, the people that show up, for one, can never find our house. And for two, the last guy that we got, we had him deliver Thai food. He gave us the other people's order. I had him come back because we noticed it the moment that we got it that it wasn't ours. And he literally hadn't even made it around the street and was so high that he forgot where our house was.
And he's like, I don't understand what you're asking.
I don't understand what you're asking. You have the wrong food. What are you talking about? He was absolutely blitzed. So I don't use DoorDash anymore. I'm sick of people not being so high that they can't show up to my house. And it's like 1 out of every 3 times. And then the orders are always wrong.
Yeah.
It's like people don't care about their jobs anymore. How early is too early for Christmas and wintry themed products? January?
No. Yeah. No. I would say you could technically get ready anytime, depending on when are you going to release fall. Get your fall products out as soon as possible, and then follow by winter products a month or so later. I would say that the earliest that you should start listing winter products is August. The latest you should release winter products is October. Mm-hmm. You could pull it off in November, but latest should be October. I wouldn't do anything later than that, unless you have a raving fan base that buys immediately. That's how it was with Art by Starla Moore. We would launch things and they would just sell out the second that we launched them, so we could wait until the last minute.
Damn high people. I don't care if people get high. I don't.
Just not.
But it's people that will like, oh, I'm gonna go do my DoorDash runs, but first I'm gonna eat a whole bottle of Xanax.
Yeah.
It's those people I can't stand. And unfortunately, we're in Ohio and we're like the drug epidemic state. So friggin' everybody's popping pills here. Let's see here.
Bad.
UK Starbucks is still better than the original US. You don't know. You ain't never been here. We got a couple decent Starbucks. All right. A couple of them are okay.
Ones in Barnes and Noble
are usually a little bit better, but that's because they're not official Starbucks.
All right, Allison.
Is there really a market for vintage on Etsy? Seems dicey as people could be more discontent. Thoughts?
There's a huge market, especially now. The whole stream, if you missed the beginning of it, go back and watch. But that retro and vintage is the big thing right now, especially. There's absolutely a market for vintage. You just need to make sure that the vintage thing that you're selling is in demand. And if you are selling vintage, you need to make sure that you're also evaluating the trends that are taking place in the vintage community.
I have so many people talking about coffee. Starbucks Batistas. Yeah. Starbucks Batistas. They keep body slamming people. Baristas have gotten really horrible. They need to learn to adjust the machines. It's just people don't care about their jobs anymore. It's a common aesthetic across anything. Like there have been 2 or 3 times where I've like gotten McDonald's or something like that and opened up the box for my burger, and the cheese has literally not even been on the burger, where they assembled the burger in the box and just like threw the cheese into the box and then closed it like it was on the top. People just don't care anymore. Christmas in July for more discount items.
I mean, people do Christmas. People do Christmas in July sales. People will also sell products for Christmas in July. It's never been like a giant trend. I think you could pretty much do whatever you wanted with it. I don't think that there's like a rules to follow for Christmas in July. If you wanted to do a sale, or if you wanted to sell Christmas products, I guess you could.
All right, 10 more minutes, lightning round, and get our last minute words out, and we'll be done.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's see. Opened my second shop because the digital cross-stitch patterns in my art store wouldn't really allow me to categorize patterns, doubting if I did the right thing. Should I go back to one?
It's totally up to you.
100% up to you.
100% up to you.
When working for Lennox, we designed Christmas and early spring. Having my own shop, I had no clue how to start Christmas stuff in my shop and when to market it. I've been marketing Halloween stuff, though. La, 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 la.
Can you link the swipe files again? Go to handmadealphaacademy.com. They're right on the homepage.
Yep. Pants with elastic for sure. Yep. Someone stole my fries with DoorDash. They'd be catching a fight in my driveway as soon as I saw my fries were missing.
They be catching a fight in my driveway.
That's how it is. Steal my fries.
Marceline had a song about that.
Yeah. Can you please repeat fall and holiday releases, like time frames?
For fall, I would say as soon as you possibly can. End of July at the very latest. And then for holiday releases, it would be ideal to get those out in October at the latest, but August at the earliest.
Let's see. Sorry, Barista Batista. You know what? Yeah, but here, those are 2 totally different things. Let's see. I think Christmas in July need to become more for designers to buy files, etc., to prep for Christmas more so than people to actually buying Christmas items. Yeah, I could see that. The alien in Rick and Morty in the dinner scene with the butt coffee was voiced by Nathan Fillion. I don't know who that is.
Who is that? We probably should know who
I probably should know who that is, but I'm really bad with like pop culture stuff, so.
Guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
This has been a weird stream. If you want to hang out with us in person, like meet us. You can see how short I am. You can see how different I look than,
but not a whole lot of actual hanging out because we'll be busy.
Hang out. I'll have a drink with you. Maybe I don't drink, but I'll have one.
Keep saying that, but if 10 people show up, you can't have 10 drinks.
I'll have one drink, and all 10 of them can stand around
you gotta drive.
Oh, yeah, I do gotta drive. But we'll be there for hours. I can have one drink if you get there early enough. Guys, Mark has a show on August 6th. If you live in the Ohio area, it's going to be taking place at the Brightside Lounge in Dayton. It is a large event center, and it's very, very nice. And tickets are only $20, so you can hear Mark play along with 2 other good bands. They're good bands.
Brave Lake and New Haven. It's going to be a killer show.
Yeah, so come, and I'll be there taking pictures, running a merch table, running around like a chicken with my head cut off, but I will totally be there if you want to.
I got a new guitar for the show. Come out and see the new guitar.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Like the video if you haven't already. Give it a thumbs up. How many likes do we have on it so far? 61. We could get more than that, I think.
There's 37 of you here. Come on.
137.
137. Oh, now there's 143.
Look at that. Look, all you new people that just jumped in, like the video, please. Like it.
How did the fog machines work out? I posted that on Instagram.
They're wonderful. They are absolutely crazy, except one had a 3.5-inch dent in it, so I'm going to pick up the replacement at Guitar Center tomorrow. Let's see. Thanks for being informative and awesome as usual. Looking forward to the alien welcome party. I'm stoked. I'm ready. I'm ready to hit it up and try to keep all the dudes from trying to sleep with the aliens, because that's the first thing they're gonna do.
Well, yeah, it's like that's Amber and I were talking about it, and
Wonderful.
we've said it multiple times. No, we weren't talking about aliens.
Uh-huh.
The thing that Mark and I have always said is that if it exists, there is an inappropriate artistic rendering and or film of it. I'm not going to say the P word.
Yeah, please don't.
But
subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Drink some water. Or something else I was going to say, but I totally forgot.
I can't remember anything, guys. I'm out of it.
Go for a walk. It's a nice Friday. If you're in the Midwest, I think our high is like 72. Yeah, it's 72 right now. It's as hot as it's going to get. If you're in the Midwest, go take a walk. I don't know about any.
Be careful updating to Windows 11.
I'm not. I won't show that one.
It made us laugh.
Made us laugh. I love it, but I won't show that one just in case. We'll save those for Alphas After Dark.
Call your mama.
Call your mama if you
Yeah,
can. Call your dad, your grandma, whatever.
Like,
call somebody that loves you and drink a glass of water.
I love how bossy the chat gets at the end now. Now they're all like the video, go outside, drink some water.
Ambassadors for the brand, yo.
Brand ambassadors.
Brand ambassadors.
Brand ambassadors. All right, guys.
Gonna go exercise when this is done. Me too. I'm gonna drink a shake and I'm heading to the gym. We love you guys, and we will see you soon.
Tomorrow? No. Friday?
Next Friday? I don't know.
Next week?
Unless we have something before that. Assume next Friday, maybe earlier. I don't know.
Bye, guys.
We'll figure it out. Bye.